Hello, I'm Matthew Malcolm with American Vineyard Magazine, reporting to you from Wilson Creek Winery in Temecula, and I'm here with Greg Pennyroyal, farm manager, to talk about what's going on right now out here in the vineyard.
Right now we are at the latter part of May. We have had quite a suckering season because we had normal rains again for the first time in 5 years. We had 18 inches in the vineyard, and we think we had a lot of latent nutrition that's been locked up in the soil. The rains flushed out some of the salts, so we're getting a beautiful burst of growth. That's the good news. The bad news is that the suckering this year is like we've never seen. So normally I would actually be finished this week with the last of my suckering, and I probably have a good 2.5 to 3 weeks to finish. So that's put a real dent in my crew. The other thing is I don't use herbicide in this vineyard. We do all mowing and mechanical weed control. And when you get a burst of growth like this, it's a little bit slow, so that's put us behind a little bit too. The powdery mildew for this year has been surprisingly modest for the amount of rain we had. So I am on my second application of fungicide. I'm using Stylet. My next application is probably going to be sulfur. Interestingly enough, my petiole analysis said that I'm a little bit sulfur deficient. So a little sulfur will not only act as a fungicide, but will act as a nutritional adjuvant. And also the next time I do a spray, it's very likely I might need to be adding a little bit of Movento to some of the blocks that still have some mealybugs. And Stylet is not compatible with anything that you need to use a penetrant in. Obviously an oil and a penetrant just don't mix. So that'll be my sort of next big project. We are already irrigating, so we're doing fertigation in the irrigation. I like to do sort of a theory of very small amounts of fertilizer a lot through the irrigation water. I add nutritionals every time I spray, so we're doing nutritional supplements. I've already done my petiole analysis that's come back from the lab, so I have a good scientific understanding of where my deficiencies and excesses are. I also have a small sort of mini suitcase kit lab that I can do routine petiole analysis, so I calibrate that against what we've gotten out of the lab, and now I am doing petiole testing about every 2 weeks. Also, if I have a new product that I'm using as a foliar, as a drip, I can do a petiole analysis before application and then after the application and see the immediate results. So I don't have to rely on someone else's research or some sales pitch as to whether or not a product works. I can actually see whether it works. And that's one of the cool things about grapevines, is they're very responsive. Cluster development looks real good. Fruit set looks really good. This is shaping up to be a pretty good year. I don't think it's going to be a bumper crop year. I think it's going to be pretty average, but with good fruit set. If I noticed the secondary bud set for next year is developing really well, so that might translate into some really good crops for next year, assuming we get some rains again this year. So that's I hope we don't get as much as we got up north, but like I said, we got 18 inches. That was sort of perfect. So we're looking forward to generally a pretty good year. We're sort of swamped and panicked as usual, but what else is new? We're vineyard managers, that's what we do. It's been a little more intense than usual, I have to admit. The probably biggest challenge I'm looking forward to in harvest is labor. This isn't news to anyone. The labor issue is a really big deal. The lack of any kind of coherent labor policy for farm workers is just killing us, and it's really unfortunate. I hope we can get past the hysteria and get to a sensible labor policy that works for everyone, because it's not that I'm taking jobs away from Americans. I just can't find the skilled labor I need, and that's mostly going to be people from primarily Mexico, and they're great people with great families, and they need the work, and it's just a great fit all the way around. And that supports the economy here for other people. This whole idea of immigration taking away labor is it's totally false, at least in our situation. Having a good labor policy would actually increase the job opportunities for the citizens that are here. So that's the big challenge that I'm looking forward to for harvest that, quite frankly, I don't have an answer for, but if we all work together, hopefully we can get someone there. So look forward to a good harvest. I hope everyone else out there is having a good experience this year, and also looking forward to just a great vintage.
Learn more about Greg and what he's doing in Wilson Creek Vineyard and Winery by reading the May issue of American Vineyard Magazine. I'm Matthew Malcolm. CaliforniaAgNet.com.